It was the kind of Michigan winter where the snow buried everything in silence. On January 30th, 2014, a woman driving along a rural road spotted something odd. 3 black garbage bags dumped on the shoulder. At first glance, it looked like trash. But curiosity got the better of her. She stopped, opened one of the bags and froze. Inside were human intestines. Just a few yards further, she saw another bag, this one holding a human head. Police were called immediately, and soon the scene exploded with investigators.
Investigators came out to check it out. That's when they found body parts in several different garbage bags. Some of the body parts included a head and a torso. Initially, they couldn't identify the sex. Now, as you said, they believe it is a single male man who was disposed of after his body parts were separated into these trash bags. Then this morning, they got another call about a piece of trash in a bag outside of an off-ramp nearby. They reported that in that bag they found clothing that was charred and some paperwork that was related to the case, but no more body parts. They're hoping that with the information they have, with the paperwork and the clothing, and now this autopsy, they'll be able to piece this together, but at this point, they do not have a victim identified.
More bags turned up nearby, each stuffed with body parts. In total, a torso, limbs, and organs were recovered. Along with the remains, detectives found a jigsaw with saw blades, burned paperwork, and clothing. It was clear this wasn't just a killing, it was a calculated dismemberment. At first, there was no name to the victim, just the mangled remains of a white male. But fingerprints told the truth soon enough. The victim was 32-year-old Ramsey Scrivo, a man who had gone missing only days before. And as investigators traced his final days, all eyes turned toward the one person who should have protected him most, his mother, Donna Scrivo. Ramsey Scrivo wasn't a stranger to hardship. He had battled health issues, including a seizure disorder, and in 2013 he'd lost his father unexpectedly. That loss shook him deeply. Neighbours described Ramsey as polite, quiet, someone who mostly kept to himself. But behind closed doors, his life was tangled up in something far darker, the iron grip of his mother, Donna. Donna Scrivo was a licensed nurse, a widow now trying to keep control of her household, but she wasn't the nurturing type. Friends of Ramsey would later testify that Donna constantly criticised him, treated him less like a son and more like a burden she wanted to manage. And as Ramsey tried to live independently, Donna kept pulling him back in, using his health struggles as leverage. It was around this time, just weeks before his death, that Ramsey reportedly grew more frustrated with her behaviour. He confided to people that his mother was controlling and even unstable. Still, no one imagined how far things would go. By late January 2014, Ramsey was staying at Donna's condo. It should have been a safe space, especially for someone dealing with seizures. Instead, it would become the very place where his life was violently cut short. On January 30th, 2014, everything spiraled out of control. Ramsey was inside Donna's condo, the place where he'd been staying. Sometime that day, neighbours noticed odd activity. Donna carrying heavy trash bags, looking nervous, avoiding eye contact. What no one realised at the time was that Ramsey was already dead. Prosecutors later argued that Donna killed her son in that very home. The exact details of the murder are still chilling. Ramsey was strangled, and afterwards, his body was dismembered. Investigators would find signs that Donna had tried to clean up, but there were stains, cuts on furniture, and the smell of bleach that hinted at what had happened behind those closed doors. To cover her tracks, Donna stuffed Ramsey's remains into black trash bags, and then, as if it were just another chore, she began loading them into her car. Over the next day, she would drive across St. Clair County, scattering the bags like she thought no one would ever notice. But people did notice, and those discarded bags would soon tell the story Donna thought she could hide. The morning after Donna dumped those bags, workers along the roadside spotted something that immediately felt wrong. Black trash bags torn open with a foul smell seeping out, Inside, to their horror, were human remains. Police were called in, and soon investigators were collecting bag after bag from different locations across St. Just Clair County. As the pieces were brought together, it became clear they belonged to one person, a young man. It didn't take long before dental records confirmed the worst. It was Ramsey Scrivo. The boy who'd been struggling, trying to get his life back on track, had been brutally murdered, dismembered and discarded like garbage. The community was shaken. Ramsey's death was horrifying enough, but what left people speechless was when police revealed who the main suspect was: his own mother, Donna Scrivo. Detectives quickly pieced together a disturbing picture. Ramsey had been living with his mother, Donna, after his father's passing, but their relationship was rocky. Ramsey had been battling depression and struggling to find direction, while Donna, outwardly a grieving widow, was increasingly controlling. Police obtained surveillance footage that proved damning. Cameras showed Donna buying large trash bags, cleaning supplies, and even a saw at a local store, just days before Ramsey's remains were found. When investigators checked her car, traces of blood were discovered. The pieces clicked into place. Donna Scrivo wasn't a grieving mother of a missing son. She was the prime suspect in his murder. She'd poisoned Ramsey with prescription drugs, suffocated him, and then methodically dismembered his body. Afterwards, she scattered his remains along the roadsides, thinking no one would connect the dots. But the dots were connected, and the story that emerged was chilling. A mother who betrayed the very person she was supposed to protect. Police wasted no time. With the evidence mounting, Donna Scrivo was arrested and charged with the murder of her own son. The community was stunned. Neighbours remembered Donna as a soft-spoken woman who seemed devoted to Ramsey, often describing her as the grieving mother who had already lost so much. But behind closed doors, something far darker was brewing. In court, prosecutors laid out their case in painstaking detail. They argued that Donna had drugged Ramsey with crushed Xanax and Ambien, suffocated him, and then dismembered his body in the bathroom of her condo. They showed the jury receipts for cleaning supplies, the saw, and the trash bags, all purchased by Donna just before Ramsey's death. The defense tried to spin a different story, suggesting that Ramsey had been mentally unstable and may have harmed himself, with Donna only panicking afterward. But the physical evidence, blood in her car, surveillance footage, and her own inconsistent statements, was impossible to ignore. The jury didn't take long. Donna Scrivo was found guilty of first-degree murder and dismemberment of a corpse. The judge handed down a life sentence without the possibility of parole. The courtroom was silent. For many it was incomprehensible, a mother destroying her own child, but the evidence was clear, and justice, however heavy, had been served. With Donna Scrivo sentenced to life behind bars, the community was left reeling. The case wasn't just about a brutal murder, it was about betrayal at the deepest level. A mother who should have been her son's protector had become the very person who ended his life in a way too gruesome for most to even imagine. Ramsey's remaining family members were devastated. They had already endured heartbreak when his father passed away just a few years earlier. Losing Ramsey in such a violent, calculated way was a wound that would never fully heal. Many said the trial gave them closure, but it was the kind of closure that still leaves scars. For the public, the case became a chilling reminder that monsters don't always look like strangers lurking in the shadows. Sometimes, they're the people you trust the most, the ones sitting right across from you at the dinner table. Donna Scrivo spends her days now in a Michigan prison, her name etched forever into one of the state's most disturbing true crime stories. Ramsey, meanwhile, is remembered by friends as a kind-hearted man who struggled, but didn't deserve the fate his own mother had planned for him. It was a case that left people asking one haunting question: how could a mother do this to her own child?